All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about success and greatness, but probably not in the way you're used to. See, what we're about to uncover isn't something you'll find in a Hollywood movie. We are peeling back the curtain on the single biggest lie we're all told about what it really takes to be great.
Just let that sink in for a second. I mean, we all love the highlight reels, right? The epic training montages. But the real story? Yeah, it's not exactly blockbuster material. And the reason why is the single most important lesson for achieving, well, anything that actually matters.
So let's start by just tearing down that lie. Our whole culture has sold us this idea that the road to success is this constant stream of excitement, breakthrough moments and dramatic transformations. But that's just the trailer. It's not the actual movie.
And the difference is everything. On one side, you've got the myth, the fireworks, the big cinematic moments. But the other side? That's the truth. Real success, day in and day out, looks more like a stick figure at a desk, or someone in a gym, an artist in a studio, just doing the same thing again and again. It's profoundly, deeply unglamorous.
I mean, think about the greats, people like Lionel Messi or Serena Williams. Their genius wasn't some lightning bolt of inspiration. Nope. It was forged over years, decades even, of quiet, mind-numbingly boring, repetitive practice. Kicking a ball against a wall, hitting that same serve, over and over and over again.
So, every single time you see an overnight success, what you're not seeing are the 10,000 plus unglamorous reps that came before it. It's the sheer volume of that boring work, the stuff done when nobody is watching, that builds the foundation for every incredible moment the world actually gets to see.
Okay, so if success is really built on all this boring work, then why do so many of us quit? What's the real roadblock that gets in our way? Well, it's probably not what you think, and it gets right to the heart of the entire problem. So let me just ask you, what do you think the true enemy of greatness really is? Is it a lack of talent? Bad luck? Maybe procrastination? We've got all these names for it, but honestly, they're all just symptoms of one single underlying force.
That's it. That's the enemy, comfort. We're literally addicted to it. We want the end result, right? The six-pack, the finish a book. But we're just not willing to deal with the friction, the discomfort, the sheer boredom it takes to get there. We want the prize, but we don't want to do the process.
And here's a really important distinction. The hard work itself isn't what makes us miserable. The suffering, that starts when we fight reality. When we expect the past to be easy, and surprise, it's not, we feel cheated. We resist the fact that hard times aren't just possible, they are absolutely inevitable. And that resistance, that's what crushes us.
But what if we could actually change our relationship with that struggle? What if we could reframe the whole thing? This is where we make the turn from understanding the problem to finding the solution. And it all starts with how you look at failure.
We have to completely redefine what failure means. It is not your enemy. It is not a stop sign. It's just data. That's it. It's the world telling you, hey, not this way. Try another way. In fact, if you're not failing, that's a pretty good sign you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You're just chilling in your comfort zone, and that means you're not growing.
It really is as simple and as powerful as this. Every single moment of discomfort, every struggle, all that pain, it is not a punishment. It's a classroom. It is the only place where real learning actually happens. It's the only place real strength gets built.
So, okay, that sounds great, but how do we actually put it into practice? It starts by shifting our focus away from the destination and onto the vehicle that's going to get us there. Let's look at the practical way to build that consistency and actually embrace the process. So here's the difference. A goal is just the outcome you want. I want to lose weight. That's the destination. A system, on the other hand, is the process you control. I will go to the gym 5 days a week. That's your vehicle. See, you can't directly control the number on the scale from day to day, but you can absolutely control whether or not you show up. The whole trick is to fall in love with showing up. It really just boils down to this two-part mental shift. Step 1, you have to actively stop making comfort your number one priority. You have to learn to lean into that friction. And then step 2, you have to find your satisfaction not in some far-off goal, but in the boring work you do today. You have to fall in love with the process itself.
And that brings us to the final and honestly, the most crucial mindset of all. It's about fully, completely, 100% embracing the nature of the work that greatness requires.
This is where it all comes together. You have to do the work when no one is watching, when there's no praise, no validation, no applause on the horizon. Your motivation has to come from inside you, because the work itself becomes the reward. Any applause you get later, that's just a nice but totally unnecessary bonus.
And this is what all that boring work actually builds. Every single time you feel like quitting, but you take one more step, or write one more sentence, or do one more rep, you are forging mental toughness. And all those consistent actions, they compound. You might not see it tomorrow, but a year from now, the results, they will speak for themselves. I want you to remember this. If you miss a day, that's not failure. If you have a setback, that's not failure either. It's just more data. It's all part of the process. The only way you can truly fail at something is if you stop altogether. The only real failure is quitting. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. A year from today, when you look back, what will your commitment to the boring, unglamorous, consistent work have built? Who will you have become?